Getting around Nandi is quite easy because you can either hire a taxi or you hire a car or you take a bus or you walk or you pay for a free ride. Like for us, we were fortunate when we arrived, our Airbnb host picked us up from the airport and even took us where we could have dinner. But when we finished dinner, we got a free ride from two siblings, and they're actually Fijians. I heard that they're really nice people here. So it was very interesting the first day. I also wanted to really talk about our experience. So when we arrived in Fiji, and this is something that I haven't seen a lot of people talk about online, so I really want to mention this part. We are Nigerians, we all travel on our Nigerian passport, and we arrived in Fiji thinking, we're going. Everyone was going in, they didn't stop people. But when it came to our turn, the lady asked us where we are coming from, standard questions, standard airport questions that they ask at the immigration, at the border control. Where are you coming from? What are you doing in that country? Do you have visas there? She asked us if we have accommodation in Fiji. We said yes. She wanted to see the accommodation booking. We showed it to her. She asked us if we have return flight to New Zealand that we came from. We said yes. She also wanted to see confirmation for that. When we showed that, I think those were like standard practice. Then she asked us what we are doing in New Zealand, and we all told her what we are doing in New Zealand. And she was like, okay. After checking some things, she now said, come with me. And I was like, okay. I've never had that happen to me before, honestly. And she took us to a room. There was this lady there, the immigration officer, and I think she was busy with someone else. So she asked us to wait somewhere. They were speaking in their language, Fijian language or Hindi, I don't know, in their language. They asked us to wait in the other room, in the waiting room. And we waited there. We met some other people there as well. While we were waiting, one white lady came in, and funny enough, she came in and met us there, but they called her before they called us. So the other people that I saw in the room were also from New Zealand, but they were from another Asian country, India. To cut the long story short, when it was our turn, the woman called us and we went there, and she asked us, oh, what are we doing here? We said holiday. The border control lady had also asked us the same thing. What are you doing here? We said holiday. Where are you coming from? We also mentioned where you're coming from. How long do you want to stay in the country? We told her. She asked us, do you have where you're staying? That the same, almost the same questions. We now told her where we're staying. She now asked us, oh, why do we have visas for where we are staying? Do we have visas for New Zealand? And we're like, yes. She said she wants to see it. So that means we have shown our accommodation booking. We have shown the booking confirmation of our flight return ticket outside of Fiji. So she wanted to see our visas. So we all showed her our visas, and she did something, inputting stuff, inputting the data into her computer. And only then did she stamp our passport. So the stamp on our passport says, and I'm not quoting this directly, but it just says that we are allowed into the country for 4 months. But that 4 months was crossed out and she reduced it to days. Okay. So I don't know, you guys that travel to Fiji in the hope of, I don't know what you're doing. Yeah, something to note, because we're allowed for 4 months, but the immigration officer can change it to whatever number of days that they want to change it to. So it changed all of us since we had our booking confirmed, we had our flight confirmed, everything was confirmed. She gave us extra days, and she also said just in case something happens, flight cancel or whatever. So she gave us that extra days. But it wasn't the 4 months, that's the 120 days that they say. However, if you go on their website and read online, we as Nigerian passport holders, we are allowed to stay in the country for up to 120 days. But it doesn't mean that when you arrive, they're going to give you that 120 days. So that's what I experienced. So if you're traveling to Fiji on a Nigerian passport, make sure you have your booking confirmation, your flight confirmed, outbound flight. You have documentation for whatever countries you're coming from. If it's from Nigeria, obviously they won't need anything other than your passport. But if it is from another country, you have to show your legal rights to live in that country. It was quite interesting. We waited there for over 30 minutes. By the time we came back, everyone that we arrived in had gone. I mean, every soul. I think at one point we even heard them call our names to come and remove our bags from the from the conveyor. We went there, our bags were the only one there. Like every damn soul that came with us was gone. The only ones left. It was that bad. We arrived around like, we're on the queue like about that kind 5 o'clock ish. We left the airport around 6 ish, past 6. So that's over an hour. I never experienced that before. What I know is that they ask you all these things at that border control. You know, the first point officer that you meet. In New Zealand, the only next point is bar security. So, yeah, first experience for me. That's what the Nigerian passport does to you, man. But it's okay. We didn't let that spoil our joy. We were just a bit taken aback and shocked, like, why will you profile us like that? Because we honestly felt profile. Every other person was allowed to pass. And I'm sure not all of them were Kiwi passport holders. But they were all allowed to pass, and we were just the ones that were, well, plus the white lady, plus the other two Indians. Anyway, lesson learned. And that's why I'm sharing this for you guys to notice when you're coming to Fiji and you are holding a Nigerian passport, there's a very high chance, well, it is definite that you'll be called apart, put into a room, and asked extra questions. So come with your documents, or at least have them on your phone. But know that you're traveling to a different country, so you may not have internet to download it on your phone, and the network they may not be reliable. So have the hard copy on your phone. It's better to even have hard copy. If you cannot print it out, then have it in your phone. Make sure your phone is charged and on so that you can easily open it. Not online or download it to your phone. Yeah, that was the experience for us. And yeah, part of the fun, I guess.